Well, my story starts in 1949 on the 16th of January. My life started with a big bang. My mom gave birth to me. I was 4 months premature. How did this all happen? There was a huge riot happening in South Africa. Now imagine the trauma that my mom had to go through, knowing that homes were being burned, people were murdered all around. And she gave birth to me. The riot started on the Wednesday, and I was born on Friday at 3:15 in the morning. My father was a police officer, and he couldn't be with my mom, so she was alone. Now, imagine the fear that this poor woman had, having me in a pregnancy, and I was born. I literally fell out like a big bang. And there must have been a purpose, there must have been a reason why I was born at this time. My entire life has been one of great challenges, extreme fear, extreme violence. And I grew up in this environment, learning to protect myself. So I started developing my own self-awareness about life. I was very curious about life. I was very curious about the purpose of life. Why was I born the way I was? Why was I born in South Africa? So to me, it was a great blessing. It was a huge blessing to be born in an environment of this kind of situation. So I grew up learning the difficulties of life. Now my journey took me to many teachers. I sat with great masters, learning about life and what is the purpose of life, until I found a spiritual teacher in India. This great teacher taught many things about human life. As a matter of fact, he taught about all life. I've never yet met somebody as wonderful as he was, giving me the tools I need to journey on this life. And it took me to India, meeting the master, meeting this great teacher, and discovering life. And then I started learning about defense. Being born and living in an environment of violence, I had to develop my skills in defense. So I started with self-defense and martial arts. I learned wrestling to start off with, and then I learned karate and boxing. This equipped me to become better. But there was something lacking in my life. There was something really missing. I needed to know the deeper aspects of life. So I decided to go to Japan. And learn self-defense by a great master called Gogen Yamaguchi, one of the greatest teachers on the planet. He welcomed me into his college, and I practiced with him. I practiced this art of defense, but not only the physical aspect, I also learned the spiritual and mental side of martial arts. And he used to take me secretly upstairs and guide me. And there were many foreign students in the dojo, but he selected me to learn this. And I developed myself, learning the spiritual and physical and mental domains of this art. But I never stopped there. I kept my inquiry. I wanted to know more. I met many more teachers. And I went back to my original spiritual teacher to discover that he had taught human values, Human values such an important aspect of life. And the purpose of human values is to develop the character. Anybody can do martial arts, but to develop your character and have your character good is one of the best things you could do. So I learned human values and introduced these human values into the karate that I teach.